I wanted to talk a little bit about this from the Epstein stuff right away because this is pretty weird, pretty strange. This is a strange one. So we've got mystery visitors plunge Ghislaine Maxwell's Texas prison camp into lockdown as inmates complain of preferential treatment, report says. This is an article from The Independent, and I believe this actually came out a couple days ago. And if you guys remember right, we had our good friend, orange buffoon and clown Donald J. Trump, talking about Ghislaine Max and her pardon here. So let's watch this first.
The Supreme Court is back and said that they rejected today an appeal by Ghislaine Maxwell to overturn her conviction. That means her only chance of getting out of prison is a pardon from you. Is that something you're...
Who are we talking about?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
I haven't heard the name in so long.
It's in the news 24/7, and I get really mad about people mentioning Epstein, but I really haven't heard that name in so long.
I can say this, that I'd have to take a look at it. I would have to take a look. Did they reject that?
She wanted
I love how dude acts like he doesn't watch Fox News 24/7.
to appeal her conviction.
And what happened?
They said that they were not going to hear her appeal.
I see. Well, I'll take a look at it. I will speak to the DOJ. I wouldn't consider it or not consider it. I don't know anything about it. So.
I wouldn't consider it or not consider it.
But I will speak to the DOJ.
Why would she be a candidate for clemency, sir?
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to speak to the DOJ. I'll look at it. I have a lot of people who have asked me for pardons. I call him Puff Daddy has asked me
I call him Puff Daddy.
for a pardon.
But she was convicted of child sex trafficking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to take a look at it. I'd have to ask DOJ. I didn't know they rejected it. I didn't know she was even asking for it, frankly.
Yeah, he didn't know that she was even asking for it. That's why his personal lawyer went and sat down and interviewed her and brought her Chick-fil-A for breakfast. That's all real shit, guys. Anyways, Ghislaine Maxwell's unexpected arrival at a cushy Texas prison this August has left other inmates unsettled, with some claiming it seems that she receives preferential treatment. Now, this is a prison in which they give preferential treatment. It's like she's getting preferential treatment above the preferential treatment that these other white-collar criminals are getting in this one. And we've talked about this, how this prison is not a prison. It's a campus. A lot of these inmates are allowed to leave this prison installation to go and work on the college campus. There's literally children that walk around outside of the chain link fence. It's insane. Maxwell's arrival at Bryan Federal Prison Camp, a minimum security facility known for its relatively relaxed environment, has drastically disrupted the daily lives of her fellow inmates. On a weekend in mid-August, not long after arrival, inmates at the prison were forced to stay indoors during their usual outdoor time as Maxwell met with several visitors in the prison camp's chapel. People familiar with the matter told the Wall Street Journal. Who do you think those people were? Do you think it was possibly a really powerful American president that might possibly have not known who she was? Think it was maybe a couple lawyers, maybe somebody that sounds like her name was Spam Blondie. Who do you think these people were? Yeah, I have a couple guesses, guys. Who do you guys think it was that she was meeting with? And mind you, they kept these people inside so they couldn't see who these people were. They didn't want the prisoners outside to see the guests that were showing up. And yes, they were guests that were showing up to meet her. Why do you think that is? That's a real conundrum why they would want to do that. The rival of the 63-year-old former Jeffrey Epstein associate, who was convicted in 2021 of trafficking underage girls for the by then deceased financier, has led to more frequent lockdowns, more armed guards on campus, and other changes at the prison, according to the report. Current and former inmates at the usually docile prison, also the home of Theranos founder Elizabeth Holmes and Real Housewives of Salt Lake City star Jen Shaw, said it seemed as though Maxwell had been receiving better treatment than other inmates. And like I said, these are people that are already getting good treatment. These are people that are pretty much white-collar crime. I mean, the Real Housewives lady, the Theranos founder, These are people that are not hardened criminals that generally exist in the type of, what is it, mid-level or maximum security prison that Maxwell came from. And we all know why she's in that prison now. We all know about Trump's lawyer that had went on the, or former lawyer, or I'm sorry, it wasn't Trump's. It was Epstein's former lawyer, or Ghislaine Maxwell's former lawyer, that went on, what was it, Fox News or CNN, and was like, look, it's just quid pro quo. That's what's happening. It's quid pro quo. There's really no hiding what's going on here. It's obvious. It's pretty fucking obvious. A majority of the inmates held there have committed white-collar crimes and face shorter sentences or have served a larger portion of a longer sentence and are considered a low flight risk. Because of this, the federal prison Camp Bryan is known as being relatively low security without any of the towering fences, barbed wire, or high-security cells found at stricter facilities. And like they said in that video, her appeal was overturned by the Supreme Court, and I believe now she is still being subpoenaed to testify to Congress. So she's obviously being given the ability to go to this lower security prison where she's not around hardened criminals, where she's probably the nastiest, gnarliest person there. And she's probably going to go in front of Congress and say, Donald Trump's a nice guy. I've never seen Donald Trump do anything wrong. All the things that she said in Todd Blanche's interview. By the way, in that interview as well, just for the MAGA people, she also said Bill Clinton didn't do anything. Bill Clinton didn't do anything. So you have to remember, for the people out there that are like, well, Bill Clinton's definitely in this, you have to remember Donald Trump is protecting the Clintons as well. Donald Trump was friends with the Clintons. Donald Trump in no way, shape, or form, unless it's going to save his own ass, is going to probably roll them under the bus, because most likely he's also going to find himself in hot water if he were to roll on the Clintons, who are pretty powerful people in their own right. And as I said before, this facility is so low security that when they talk to a neighbor, a person that lives just outside of the fence of this facility, she said all the time you can hear them bumping music in the prison. Like this is like a loud neighborhood that is fenced off from the rest of society. That's what it is. It isn't a prison. It's a fucking resort for white-collar criminals. The Bureau of Prisons typically prohibits sex offenders from serving time in such prisons, though they can be admitted under a special waiver. According to the report, Maxwell, who was handed down a 20-year sentence in 2022, has the fourth longest remaining sentence out of the prison's 600 inmates. It was not known whom Maxwell met with in the chapel that day, though some of her fellow inmates heard rumors that the lockdown was meant to accommodate important visitors. Sounds like maybe the president, allegedly, maybe the president may have went and gotten a conjugal. Allegedly. It was the leaders of Antifa. The leaders of Antifa. What's happening, Tamara? Okay. Meanwhile, less than a week later, the Department of Justice released a transcript of an interview Maxwell had with senior official Todd Blanche weeks earlier in July. Like I said, that's the one where he brings her breakfast from Chick-fil-A, and she pretty much just, says whatever they want her to say. During the interview with Blanche, Maxwell said she had never seen President Donald Trump do anything inappropriate or illegal with Epstein when they were friends, soon after she was transferred to federal prison Camp Bryan. By the way, in that interview with Todd Blanche, she says Bill Clinton wasn't Jeffrey Epstein's friend. Bill Clinton was her friend. So a lot of times when they talk about Clinton, she's defending him in the way of saying, no, these were my friends and not Epstein's friends. Therefore, I've never seen him do anything bad with Epstein. And to remind everybody, this is a woman who assaulted young women. So you really can't believe anything that this lady says, period. At the time, Maxwell's lawyer, David Marcus, wrote on X that the transfer was for safety reasons and had come after she faced serious danger in Tallahassee. It was not immediately clear what kind of safety concerns she had faced at the higher security prison. In addition to causing some minor inconveniences for the other inmates, Maxwell was also greeted with a wave of hostility from some. According to the report, fellow prisoners taunted her, calling her a pedophile and a chomo, a prison slur, meaning child molester. It's not a slur. It's a descriptive. It's not a slur. she is a chomo. Jeffrey Epstein is a dead chomo. That's how that works. It's not a slur. During one incident, Maxwell politely asked an inmate to leave her room, prompting the other woman to begin screaming at Maxwell that she didn't belong there. The inmate was then transferred to another dormitory. And this is where they were all told that if they leaked any information or if they were mean to Maxwell, that they would be sent to a much harsher prison. Soon after, the warden organized a town hall and warned that if inmates made threats to Maxwell, put her in danger, or talked to the press about her, they would be taken to a harsher facility. That's from the Wall Street Journal. Meanwhile, inmates told the Wall Street Journal that Maxwell mostly kept to herself, especially as there was a media frenzy soon after her transfer. Still, she reportedly received preferential treatment, as guards would bring her meals to her dormitory or escort her to the recreation area for late-night workouts. She's living a better life than I am. Maxwell was allowed to shower after other inmates were confined to their bunks, according to the report. Soon after her arrival, the prison also stationed armed special operations response teams, known as SORT, at the camp's entrance and rear gate and kept them around the clock. According to inmates, once prison officials added a black tarp to block the view out of the camp. With that addition, she also began getting her hair cut and colored at the prison-run salon and visiting the cafeteria, though she would give away her vegetarian meals, claiming she couldn't eat the food. This is a convicted child sex trafficker. She gets vegetarian meals, she's getting her hair did, and she gets late-night escorted workouts. Her lawyer, Marcus, declined to comment to the Wall Street Journal on its report. Spokesperson for the Justice Department, which oversees the Bureau of Prisons, also declined to comment. You don't say! News of Maxwell's mysterious meeting comes as the Supreme Court on Monday denied her appeal after asking the nation's highest court to review her case. After the ruling, Trump was asked if he would consider pardoning Maxwell, which we just watched that video, in which he claimed he didn't even know her, dude. Who are we talking about? You know, I like that when he was asked about Epstein. It was like, why are we still talking about this creep? You know, they've been talking about him forever, man. You guys never shut up about Epstein, man. And they asked him about Ghislaine Maxwell, which was his business partner and you know, well-known girlfriend, Jeffrey Epstein's, that is. And I barely even heard of her. I don't need it. Who are we talking about? Who are we talking about? Like, can it get any dumber? I shouldn't say that, because obviously it can get dumber, because these people have proven it over and over again. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell, and check out that video on the screen now.